Hi, this is 1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version on Xbox. And recently me and Meta Orange lost a 2v2 against the Mosa boys. It wasn't too surprising. I was in my Beam de Lance and I was trying my best to get through a shield tanky Crate Mark II, which had banks for days with no bank cancelling, so that was fun. And Meta brought his most powerful, fiercest combat ship he owns, which is of course a Dolphin, but that's why he's known as the pirate Dolphin guy. He loves his Dolphin and it is his best combat ship, for sure. It's the most survivable combat ship he owns. However, he did meet a counter for his Dolphin, which plasma chargers. Plasma chargers are the upgraded ones, the 6,000 meter per second ones. They're good against stealth ships and stuff that disappear from radar because they're like railguns and you get to choose when they fire. So yeah, they did for me in this bit when I'm silent running at the end of my fight, turning myself into an absolute microwave. But yeah, the plasma chargers, they're pretty nasty. They deal a decent amount of damage, and eventually, like, we lost. But later we got into a 4v2 and helped the Mosa boys get some kills and had some fun in our silly builds. And I think that's one of the things I love about the Dolphin Orders is we're not afraid to use silly builds. I still fight a Cobra Mark IV, a Viper Mark IV, Cobra Mark III. You know, I'm used to fighting in something janky and silly. This is actually one of my less silly combat ships, but even this is like built to suicide itself and burn itself out. I've had some hella 1v1s against real sweaty PvPers in this thing. But ultimately, we were having a bit of fun. The Dolphin is incredibly survivable. It has chaff for weeks and hull to spare. It's a silent running ship, and it doesn't output the most damage, but man, it will sit around in a fight. And if you waste your time focusing, you'll just be stuck getting shot by everyone else. And if you ignore it, you'll just get picked away by the two, well, I think it's a beam laser and a burst laser or something like that, just the two pink lasers clipping. Build silly ships. I gotta say, this Clipper was looked like a fun build. It had a lot of banks. It was whizzing around some, and considering how outgunned these guys were, they weren't shy about staying in the fight and hanging in there and confirming their kill before they got out. And yeah, we had some fun fights, some silly fights, and yeah, it's nice that I think Muthron was actually like very complimentary of the Dolphin's ability to survive in these fights. I was surprised by how durable the Dolphin is. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, I love the fact that Meta's always used fun, silly builds rather than like high intensity PvP builds. It's his fault I got Beam de Lance because he was the first Armor Order to field one, I think. And yeah, Meta's always gone for unusual, weird builds, and yeah, it's amazing how many fights he has survived in his Dolphin over the years. How many times the Dark Marauders have always been about weird builds and pirate ships. I mean, we're quite happily take on fights in our pirate builds. We're quite happily use weird and wonderful things. If you go back to Party Night, you'll see me in a Cobra Mark III, surrounded by FDLs and all sorts of weird, wonderful things. Not worrying about it. I mean, eventually I lost my drives, but I still managed to escape alive. There are certain scenarios you have to run away from and be careful of when you're in a stealth ship. Like, if they have a missive and missiles, you've just got to get out. But ultimately, you can have a lot of fun in a lot of ships in this game. And I think sometimes people get lost in the competitive nature of PvP and forget to have fun. And it was nice to actually see these ships. A Bold Soldier and a Clipper, that's not a usual combat ship. It's quite unusual to see, you know, and these builds seem to be quite fun and not the most, you know, hardcore PvP builds you'll ever see. Some of my favourite videos on YouTube are like a bunch of janky pirate builds taking on like cutters and vets. It's hilarious. We used to always run, like, one of my favourite combat ships to fly alongside is Scooby's pirate Crate Phantom with, you know, beam lasers and stealth, and you know, Meta's Dolphin is an amazing ship to wing with. I remember not so long ago, Dark Owl was in an adder. He's got his stealth adder that he used to run. I mean, a lot of groups used to fight against us used to always say they never knew what jank we were going to be rolling out in, and we always saw it as a compliment, because that's the part of the fun of being pirates, is you've got to try and make the ship viable enough for combat that it can be useful, but still be able to have all the pirate equipment on it. You know, when it comes to our combat builds, yeah, we build some sort of hardcore-ish type builds, some competitive builds, but on the whole, you know, we're out most of the time in pirate ships, you know, and unless I get pre-warned to go and grab this thing, I'm generally in a pirate ship and not in a beam de lance. You know, I only grab a combat ship when someone challenges to a fight or there's combat, or I'm going out for combat. Normally I'll be in one of my pirate ships and I'll try and take the fight on in my pirate ship, and if I need to, I'll go grab a combat ship to try and get revenge when my pirate ship is beaten. But you can really see the beam de lance. This is when you're really microwaving. Now that heat, that range, you're really, you know, going to take someone's shields down quite quickly. Yeah, that's what I love about this ship. It is a shield stripper. It absolutely just annihilates people's shields. It's not so good at like taking out hull or anything like that. I mean, I've got a corrosive multi-cannon on there to help with that, but ultimately it is something that just eats through shields. Yeah, if I manage it right, it can usually last pretty long time in a wing fight or a 1v1, but you know, sometimes I don't manage it too well, and I cook myself completely and annihilate myself. But yeah, I always like going for the FSD in crates. Crates always target the FSD. It's fun when they don't realise their FSD has been shot out and they get trapped in with you. But anyway, that's it for this video really. We're just going to now be 4v1 versus the poor Clipper, but he goes down swinging. And I'll say that's all. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.
Shields are gone.